let's go to Starbucks. This one we hold in the US portfolio. It's a coffee and prepared foods retailer with stores predominantly in the US, Europe, and China.
Not to be underestimated, that Chinese business. They're growing so fast there, and it's a premium brand in China, and those stores, I've visited them in Beijing and elsewhere. Very, very well run. So the core offering, of course, is coffee, and you know the world loves coffee these days.
And sandwiches and fruit salads. You have them at all the airports as you travel internationally. Market cap here, $83.5 billion, PE of 29.5, dividend yield of 1.7%. Share price graph, and we see it leveling out there.
Indeed, does seem a little bit floppy in recent times.
Not too inspiring,
and
Devin.
in recent weeks, they've been quite outspoken, saying they don't like Trump and his anti-immigrant policies. Quite a progressive, Seattle-based company that has always been big on sort of social causes and diversity rather, in their recruiting practices. Devin.
Give me a statement here.
Yeah, so very sideways, if marginally down for last year. But what you got to look at here is a company that's, you know, the premier roaster and destination coffee place worldwide. You walk in there, you want to spend the whole morning there. The coffee is fine.
So now we know you spend your mornings at Starbucks internationally. Paul goes to McDonald's. That's where he meets his clients.
I think Starbucks gives you more than 3 hours. I've never been kicked out yet. We'll see. But there's a couple of great things going for this company. One, obviously, is the store presence as well. 25,000 stores. They're going to up that probably by another almost 50% in the coming years. So the growth is there. Asia, China, massive growth areas for them. And just to put it in context, I mean, this company listed in 1992 at an effective share price of 27 cents. So it's just continually delivered for shareholders over that period of time. They've done a lot of share splits, but that would have been your effective price there.
And it is, as Paul was saying, Howard Schultz, the CEO, really standing up against Trump.
He's now moved into a sort of executive chairmanship role. And interesting, his replacement, Don Johnson, is a technology guy. And that's because another thing we haven't mentioned yet is mobile ordering. So on the phone, I've got the app here, but I won't go through it now. You load it with the monies, and then on your way to the store, you say what it is you want. When you arrive, it's waiting at the end of the queue. So in the busy urban settings, that's becoming a bigger and bigger part of the total ordering mix. And it also, of course, helps the store get much better efficiencies, because then they put in extra people in production to do those orders and so on and so forth.
So a great example of fintech in action.
Correct. And I mean, it's been, you know, very successfully adopted. Over 13 million people are members and loyalty members and are on the app. And those people generally spend a lot more than your walk-in customer. So they've got that right. One other quick point I want to add is that Starbucks is now putting their bottled coffees and beans and that type of thing into retail stores, and they're seeing phenomenal growth there.
Profitable as well.
So
again, capitalizing on the brand awareness, and people can buy their own
It's an
items.
iconic brand.
One final point about what Devin said earlier about destination stores. I will give you that not all of the Starbucks stores are really like destination stores, but in Seattle I visited the original premium roastery destination. It's like a coffee emporium for people that have lots of money and time to spare. It's built out of the most astonishing timber and copper. They actually do roastings there of small batches. They're guys with orange beards busy pushing the beans around. The coffees all cost, you know, $10 or more, but it's where you go in order to sample, you know, a premium reserve coffee grown in the highlands of Ethiopia.
You didn't make your buy decision after going to...
I liked that place so much, I went there 3 times when I was in Seattle. My kids were going crazy, but I thought this is like, you know, coffee nirvana.
When you came back, did you buy Starbucks? I just want to understand the depth and breadth of your investment decisions
we
here.
have owned Starbucks for a long time in client portfolios since they were at about...
So it was just a little bit of on-the-ground analysis.
This is doing a bit of market research.
Endorsing your positioning. Hot or not on Starbucks?
Look, it's never a cheap stock to buy into. You know, flatness not last year, possibly earnings growth coming through. I think we could see some upside. Great brand, loyal customers. I'm definitely hot.
Are you hot?
Yep, hot on this one, and I think it's a real future stock in the sense that coffee's going to go and getting more and more fabulous and famous with the youngsters.
How big is our holding in the US portfolio?
It's one of our larger ones, but the US portfolio is rather equal in terms of the allocation, so it's about $3,000 or $4,000, the same as all the other positions.